Alright, time for another guide video that no one really cares about. This time we'll be talking about Bennett. Wait, haven't I said this before in a previous video? Huh. Deja vu. Yes, this is another Bennett guide, but instead of explaining the full HP build, this time I'm going to be covering the crit build for Bennett. Oh yeah, the weapon sections, the team sections, the constellation sections, and the talent sections are just copy-paste from the previous video. So you can just skip those sections if you've already watched the full HP Bennett guide. So without further ado, let's just hop straight into it. First of all, let's talk about what important stats a healer Bennett needs. First of all, you need to make sure you have enough energy recharge, which is above 200 ER. Of course, going above that is also good, but you'll easily hit diminishing returns. Aside from his energy recharge, base attack, which only comes from ascending him and his weapon, is important to buff your characters. In addition, both crit rate and crit damage are important, and be sure to maintain a 1:2 ratio. Lastly, HP and attack are also great for healing and more damage respectively. Now let's talk about his weapons. I'm going to divide this sector into two sections. One is a base attack weapon, the other is an energy recharge type weapon. To start things off with the base attack options, the best installed weapon for your Bennett is either the Mist Splitter Reforged or the Aquila Favonia, though the Mist Splitter feels kind of wasted if it is used on Bennett instead of other damage dealing characters such as Ayaka and Ayato. Nevertheless, they both have the same 674 base attack, the highest among the swords, thereby buffing everyone's damage the most, making it extremely valuable on your Bennett. The next best option is actually a 4-star weapon. The Alley Flash has 620 base attack, the highest among the 4 stars. Other options such as the Prototype Rancor or any other high base attack weapon would work. The second best option overall, tied with the Alley Flash, is the Skyward Blade, providing 608 base attack, which is lower than the Alley Flash 620. However, it gives 55.1 energy recharge, making it tied with the Alley Flash. Though if you already have enough energy recharge in artifacts, the Alley Flash is definitely better due to having a higher base attack than the Skyward Blade. The best free-to-play option is the Sapwood Blade. The base attack is the highest among the craftable options and also gives energy recharge, making it a good option. Sacrificial or Favonius weapons, though I wouldn't recommend this sword over the others due to its low base attack, but if you have literally no energy recharge in artifacts, having a high ER weapon can make up for the loss in artifacts. In conclusion, use the weapon that has the highest base attack within your weapon roster, with the Aquila Favonia or the Mist Splitter being the best, though I generally recommend giving the Mist Splitter to somebody else, then the Alley Flash or Skyward Blade depending on what you need. Lastly, the best free-to-play option is the Sapwood Blade. Now for artifacts, the best install for Bennett is the Noblesse Oblige. His 2-piece set is okay, giving damage towards your burst, but the main star of the show is the 4-piece bonus, giving attack to all party members for 12 seconds, the exact same as his burst duration, buffing characters even more during his burst. And that's basically the only option you should be using in a support Bennett. For main stat, I would recommend going for energy recharge on the Sands, pyro damage bonus on the Goblin, and crit on the Circlet. Now for substats, as usual, stack energy recharge until you have enough. Next, crit rate and crit damage are very good, and lastly, HP and attack percent are also quite great. Now for constellations, I'll only talk about the best one for Bennett, which is his C1. Being able to buff and heal simultaneously instead of healing then buffing is extremely valuable, and can increase your overall damage output. Now for talents, level up his burst, then his skill if you want, and then the normal attacks can't be ignored. Now for team comps, Bennett can be used in basically all team comps so as these requirements are met. 1. The main DPS is an attack scaling character. 2. Its pyro element won't mess up the reactions, like burning or burgeon in an aggravate or hyperbloom team. 3. The main DPS doesn't like healing buffs, for example, Hu Tao. I would also like to say that if Xiangling isn't one of your teams, it is most likely more ideal to put Bennett with Xiangling, because they synergize extremely well with one another, with Bennett able to supply a lot of energy to Xiangling, while Xiangling does a lot of damage. And here are some teams that consist of Bennett. With Xiangling, there is National, Childor Ayato Internation, and Melt teams. However, there are many other teams without Xiangling, teams with Yoimiya, Diluc, or Klee to proc their Pyro Resonance. Animal carries like Xiao, Wanderer, or Hazel, Geo carries like Ningguang, Noel, and Ito, and so much more. If you want to see if your team is compatible with Bennett, just watch some guides on your main DPS on the team. If Bennett is mentioned, it is usually compatible, but in short, Bennett can be utilized on attack scaling characters and in teams that the reactions won't be messed up with Pyro, like Burgeon. If you have any questions about Bennett, feel free to leave it in the comments. Oh yeah, and here's also the farming mats for Bennett. Anyways, bye.